Check out my Patreon page using the patron link at the top of the description below the video. Here, you gain early access to audios before they're uploaded on YouTube, a patron-only role for our free Discord server, and exclusive full-length spicy content. Anyways, I hope to see you weebs there, and enjoy the video. Monster, an Attack on Titan X-Mute Listener fanfic by Mokamaki. Chapter 38. I slowly blinked my eyes open to find my body moving, but I wasn't moving any part of my body. My eyes kept opening and closing. Whatever drug they put into me was still in effect. I couldn't even see straight. Someone was carrying me, but who? And where were they taking me? Where even am I? Where's Aaron and Historia? Then I heard voices approaching. Are there other people here too? I hear the sound of the door opening and a man speaking. Reese, we brought you the other girl you were talking about. Oh, good. Good, wonderful. Bring her here. I hear the sound of a slightly old man say. His voice sort of reminded me of my grandpa. I felt myself get set down. This is when I opened my eyes again. There in my fading vision, I saw a man slightly hovering above me. According to others from the military police, she was the one who performed the blood act. The older man above me stared down at me with shock. This is her. Oh, she's even more lovely in person, he complimented. I don't even know how to feel about that. Father, why are you looking at your name like that? I heard a familiar voice ask. Wait, Historia? If she's safe, I feel relieved, but what about Aaron? Oh, Historia, listen to me. How much do you know about this girl? I know her from scouts. She was an excellent fighter, and I heard from the other scouts that she does this attack by using her blood. She was also kidnapped by our traders, Reiner and Berthold, along with Amir. That's all I know of her. Oh, Historia, she is so much more than that. She's one of the people who possess a power greater known to mankind. I don't get it. Come with me to where it all began, and where we met someone like your name. What was this man talking about? But before we do, put this on her, he continued. My eyes closed once again. Time skip. My eyes slowly blinked open. I felt my arms and legs not moving. I also felt this stinging pain throughout my body like something slashed me. I opened my eyes to find myself in a room completely surrounded by a light blue crystal. What is this? Where am I? I looked around to find myself hanging high above Aaron. I was confused. Why am I hanging up here? Why does everything hurt? That's when I realized I was tied up in a tight string. So tight it was digging into my skin, making me bleed. Blood began to drip onto where Aaron was tied up. I'm also wearing some white dress which was getting ruined with my blood. When did I start wearing this? Did someone change me while I was asleep? I tried moving, but immediately regretted it, making the strings dig deeper into my skin. I let out a slight groan. I heard footsteps approaching us and noticed Historia walking towards me. She was dressed in a white dress also, along with a robe. I remembered someone speaking to her about making me wear something. Was she the one who changed me? I felt myself blush. Well, that's embarrassing. Just hang in there for a bit. We'll be okay. She tried to reassure us, but there's no way I could be calm. Why was I like this? There has to be a good reason. Aaron, your name? Listen, my father has always been humanity's ally. His only goal is to keep the people within the walls safe. It's clear to me now that we misunderstood him. He didn't deny anything. It's true that he went after the scouts, and his people did kill Pastor Nick. But he did that because he had no choice. Yeah, right. Everything he's done, it was for the sake of humanity, she continued. Thank you, Historia. Let me explain the rest, an older male voice said. There was a man who looked an awfully lot like Historia. Could this be her father? I tried to calm myself down by looking at the scenery. Something about this place felt familiar. These pillars, I feel like I've seen them before. Not something exactly like them, but something similar. Yeah. I do remember seeing a glowing pillar like this, but where or when have I seen it? My memory's gone blank for these past few years. All the memories that are inside of my brain of when I was found by my grandparents. If you two are wondering, you haven't been to this place at all. But you do have some kind of memory of this place. The man held Historia's hand as they walked up the steps toward Aaron and I. Lower your name down a bit, he ordered. I looked to see a man, who was probably part of the MPs, turn the handle of something. This caused me and Aaron to get lower. It was then that Aaron noticed my condition and began to make a fuss. He fought through the chains and muffled through his muzzle. Not to worry, Aaron. She's in this state for a reason. Father, could you explain to them? Yes, I will. But there's something I want us to try. To explain to them in a better way. I felt two cold hands touch my back. Electricity flew through me. I let out a gasp. Something flashed through my vision. It looked to be a forest, but I didn't get it. Was this my memory or someone else's? I heard footsteps approaching and Rod was right in front of me. Tell me your name. Do you remember anything? I shook my head slightly, not knowing what I just saw. Hey, what's the holdup? I heard a new voice ask. I looked down to find a man wearing a cowboy hat and a military uniform. He had the same smell Levi and Mikasa had. Could he be an Ackerman? It's a matter of time before they get here, so might as well wrap it up. All right then. Make sure to defend the entrance at all costs. I already told you the ceremony can't be performed in front of you or your crew. Oh, where's the trust, Your Majesty? Did I make you mad? Rod remained silent. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so worried about you. I trust you. It's because of that trust is why I have you. Now go. All right then. I feel the same, Your Grace. He walked off. I couldn't help but shiver at his presence. He made me somewhat uncomfortable. We waited for a few moments, and I saw Historia and Rod moving around. What were they planning? I felt myself get hung up higher. Blood continued to drip from below. Oh, God, this hurts. I was so distracted by the pain, I didn't even realize what was going on in front of me. Wait, so you're saying I have to eat Aaron? Historia asked. My eyes widened. What? Eat Aaron? No! I began to fight through my strings. I let out grunts as I tried to protest. This has to be done. He possesses the power of the Founder Titan, which only belongs to the Reese family and the Reese family alone. His father took that power away from us. This is the only way to retrieve what belongs to our family, Rod explained. I continued to struggle through my tight restraints, but Rod didn't seem to like the commotion I was making. Tighten her up, he ordered. Just then I felt the tightened strings around me tremendously causing them to go deeper in my skin and blood to gush out. I let out a scream of pain through my muzzle. Aaron yelled through his muzzle as if telling Rod to stop. "Father, what are you doing?" Historia asked. He didn't respond. I continued to scream as the restraints grew tighter and tighter to the point where my body was about to split into parts. "Father, stop it! You're hurting her!" Historia cried out. He still didn't say anything. The restraints continued to dig through until my leg was completely severed from my body. I let out another scream of pain. Historia gasped loudly and covered her mouth while Aaron's muffled yelling increased. "All right, that's enough," Rod finally said. I struggled to catch my breath, but the pain was agonizing. Without even noticing, I felt my entire mind go to sleep, hoping I could at least sleep off the pain. She fell asleep after that. How interesting, Rod said to himself. Historia turned to him. "Why did you do that?" she asked him. "I thought it might trigger something. Guess I was wrong." "Wait, if I need to eat Aaron, how come your name is needed for this? You never mentioned why she was needed in the ceremony or why she's even tied up." Rod turned to Historia. I've seemed to have forgotten to explain it to you," he continued. "Like I said before, your name is very special. She's one of the very few people with powers such as hers." "What do you mean?" Historia asked. "Long ago, before Grisha had mercilessly killed our Reese family, we've heard a loud noise coming from outside the chapel. We rushed out, thinking we were under attack, but instead we found something else. A large Titan body laying in front of our secret chapel," he continued. "We've never seen a Titan like that before. It wasn't like a Titan we have known from the 9 Titans that came from Ymir. Steam came out from its snape, and we were able to make out a small girl inside. We couldn't get any closer to her before the Titan abruptly stood up and made its way toward the walls. The only thing I remember were strings of blood hanging out from its arm." Historia's eyes widened. "A few years later, I've heard word from the military police that a girl managed to hold down the female Titan using bloody strings. That's when I knew it had to be her." "Wait, you're saying—" "Yes. Your name is that little girl I was referring to." "But why is she needed for this ceremony? Do I have to eat her too?" "Of course. A Titan like her is more fitted for someone of royalty. Her powers, along with the powers of the founding Titan, you will be unstoppable." "Then why is she tied up like that?" "You'll know soon enough. That's why it's best to take her power." Historia remained silent, all while Aaron sat there in shock, taking all the information he just heard. "Your name. All this time, you were—" he thought. "I know that this is hard to take in, but please understand why we have to do this," Rod explained. "All right. I'll do it. I'll transform into a Titan, and I will eat Aaron in your name to obtain their powers. I'm sorry, your name, but I must perform my duty." I hope you weebs enjoyed Chapter 38 of Monster, the Attack on Titan X Mute Listener Fanfic by Mogamaki. If you did enjoy and made it this far in the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure to check out the original via the link in the description below. Anyway, that's enough from me. My name is Bizarre, and I'll see you weebs in the next video. Cue the outro.